Do you testify to others about your fiery trial of faith? Today I'm going to be reading from Daniel chapter 3, verses 24 through 30. It states, "Then King Nebuchadnezzar was astonished and rose up in haste. He declared to his counselors, 'Did we not cast 3 men bound into the fire?' They answered and said to the king, 'True, O king.' He answered and said, 'But I see 4 men unbound, walking in the midst of the fire, and they are not hurt. And the appearance of the 4th is like a son of the gods.' Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the door of the burning fiery furnace. He declared, 'Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out and come here.' Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came out from the fire. And the satraps, the prefects, the governors, and the king's counselors gathered together and saw that the fire had not any power over the bodies of those men. The hair of their heads was not singed. Their cloaks were not harmed, and no smell of the fire had come upon them. Nebuchadnezzar answered and said, 'Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who has sent his angel and delivered his servants who trusted in him, and set aside the king's command, and yielded up their bodies rather than serve and worship any god except their own God. Therefore, I make a decree. Any people, nation, or language that speaks anything against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be torn limb from limb, and their houses laid in ruins, for there is no other God who is able to rescue in this way.' Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon." You know, we live in times ruled by the spirit of Babylon. Satan roams the earth, and men like Nebuchadnezzar still exist. They will till the end of our time. This means we're going to have trouble in this life. We might even have long seasons of fiery trials. We will experience trials on a macro level in the world, in our countries, with governments, politicians, and leaders. We will also experience trials on a micro level in our marriage, family, workplaces, and personal lives. Some days, the furnace of these fires is going to rage on both levels. And occasionally the heat is going to get turned way up. But know this, a man of faith always has God standing by their side. God will stand by you through the fire, even when a vengeful spirit walks you to the edge of the furnace and pushes you in. God will not let you be burned. Not a hair on your body, not a singe of your skin, not even a smell of the flame. But you'll have to have faith that the Spirit of God is greater than the spirit of this world. In fact, I bet you have a story like this. A tale of a test where God has intervened for you. This story is a testimony of God's greatness and faithfulness through you. It's worth recalling and retelling because it tells the tale of a faithful God who is ready to save. So do that today. Testify about God by telling the tale of your trial and his salvation. Give some hope to others who are walking through the same test or trial that you did, because the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego is not the only great story of God's salvation. It is one of many God has done through men just like you and me. God, use your stories to testify about the great works you do. As we share them, may they testify to your faithfulness and greatness and help others know that there is hope in their tests and trials. May our stories of you be salvation to others. In Jesus' name, amen. Guys, I want to encourage you, go to Amazon today, pick up my latest devotional book, Daniel. A Strong Man is Faithful. I know it will encourage you for 30 days as you dig in and understand who Daniel really is, how to be faithful from beginning to the end.